Mel Robbins' Let Them theory encourages you to release the need for others to meet your expectations, which often leads to frustration, disappointment, and wasted energy. We spend so much time trying to change the behavior of others or waiting for them to do things the way we want that we overlook how much mental and emotional energy we're expending in the process. Instead of focusing on what others are doing or not doing, Robbins advises shifting your perspective and energy toward yourself and your own responses. By embracing the Let Them theory, you allow people to be who they are without constantly trying to control or manipulate their actions to fit your ideal. The idea is to stop expecting others to meet your standards or to behave according to your specific desires. People are going to act based on their own values, experiences, and needs, and you can't change that. What you can control is your reaction to them. The power lies in accepting people as they are, rather than attempting to change them to meet a preconceived notion of how they should be. This theory also frees you from the emotional burden of carrying around unfulfilled expectations. When you stop relying on others to meet your needs or standards, you'll find that your sense of peace and self-worth isn't tied to their actions. You realize that you can find happiness and satisfaction from within, rather than waiting for someone else to meet your criteria for fulfillment. Robbins' advice is also about taking responsibility for your own feelings and not blaming others for your emotional state. If someone doesn't meet your expectations, it's not a reflection of your worth or theirs. It's simply a reminder that you can't control others. By letting go of this need, you create space for healthy relationships, ones based on acceptance and understanding rather than frustration and resentment. Ultimately, the Let Them theory is about preserving your energy, mental health, and peace of mind by not engaging in an exhausting and often fruitless cycle of trying to change others. It's a practice of self-empowerment, where you decide how you will react and navigate your world without depending on the actions of others to dictate your mood or happiness. By embracing the Let Them theory, you begin to practice acceptance on a deeper level. You shift your focus from the external to the internal, recognizing that the only person whose actions you can control are your own. When you stop expecting others to conform to your desires, you allow them to be free to show up as they are, without the weight of your expectations hanging over them. This doesn't mean you become passive or indifferent to the behavior of others. Instead, it means you make conscious choices about how to interact with them, deciding whether their behavior aligns with your values and boundaries, and then acting accordingly. An important part of the theory is learning how to communicate clearly and set boundaries that support your well-being. Instead of trying to change someone's behavior through manipulation or passive-aggressive tactics, you can state your needs and limits in a straightforward, non-judgmental way. If someone doesn't meet those needs or crosses your boundaries, you have the option to disengage or distance yourself, knowing that their actions are no longer a source of emotional turmoil for you. The Let Them theory also emphasizes emotional independence. By stepping away from the constant desire to control or change others, you create emotional resilience. You don't rely on others to dictate how you feel, which gives you greater emotional freedom. You become less reactive to external circumstances and more attuned to your own internal state. This doesn't mean you become emotionally detached or cold, but rather that you develop a healthier sense of self and emotional balance that isn't dictated by the behavior of others. This approach fosters a sense of peace because you stop investing energy into situations that are beyond your control. Instead of draining yourself by chasing after elusive expectations, you find contentment in simply allowing others to be themselves, and in return to focus to your own life, growth, and happiness. It's a release from the endless cycle of disappointment, frustration, and unmet needs. In relationships, adopting the Let Them theory can be transformative. When you stop trying to control or change your partner, friends, family, or colleagues, you allow for more authentic and honest connections. The relationships that endure are those where both parties can exist without the pressure of living up to each other's expectations. It creates space for acceptance, mutual respect, and understanding in your personal development journey. This theory also empowers you to focus on what truly matters, your own growth goals and dreams. By stopping the pursuit of others' approval or validation, you align yourself with your own desires and passions, rather than seeking external sources of fulfillment. This is where you find your true power, in learning to let go of trying to change the people around you, and instead putting energy into becoming the person you want to be. In summary, Mel Robbins' Let Them theory encourages you to let go of the need for others to meet your expectations and release the emotional investment in changing people's behavior. By doing so, you reclaim your energy, peace of mind, and emotional independence. You focus on your own life and happiness, fostering healthy relationships and greater personal growth in the process. Continuing to apply the let them theory in your life encourages a shift toward greater emotional intelligence and maturity. The practice of letting go of expectations requires you to become more self-aware and grounded in your values. It challenges you to confront your attachments to outcomes and to move beyond a mindset of control. When you stop focusing on changing others to fit your desires, you give yourself the space to reflect on your own behaviors, beliefs, and actions, what you could do to improve yourself, rather than fixate on how others should change. This shift also deepens your sense of compassion and understanding. When you release the need to change others, you're more able to accept them for who they truly are, without judgment or resentment. Instead of viewing someone's actions through the lens of what they should or shouldn't be doing, you approach them with empathy, recognizing that everyone has their own struggles, growth, and motivations. This makes room for more meaningful, authentic interactions because you're no longer placing unrealistic demands on others to fit a mold you created. As you continue practicing the let them theory, you might notice that your relationships become more peaceful and harmonious. People are no longer walking on eggshells. Try to meet your expectations, and you're no longer holding them to an idealized version of who they should be. With this relaxed, more accepting approach, your connections with others can deepen, as trust and openness replace the tension that can arise from unmet expectations. Another crucial aspect of this theory is the liberation that comes with releasing the need for others to meet your expectations in professional or social contexts. Whether it's a colleague, a boss, or a group of friends, when you stop trying to change your behavior or get them to align with your ideals, you remove a significant amount of stress. You become more focused on your own responsibilities and tasks, allowing you to create healthier boundaries in your work and social life. This also frees you from the anxiety of waiting for others to act in a certain way before you can move forward or feel satisfied. Additionally, the let them theory aligns closely with the concept of personal responsibility. It challenges you to stop using other people's actions as an excuse for your own emotional state. You begin to recognize that your happiness, success, and well-being aren't contingent on the behavior of others. Instead, they are rooted in how you choose to respond to situations and people. This sense of autonomy over your emotions and actions fosters inner strength, self-confidence, and a deeper sense of peace. The beauty of this theory lies in its simplicity. By letting go of the need for others to meet your expectations, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional labor and open up space for healthier, more authentic experiences. You stop waiting for others to change and instead focus on embracing the present moment, accepting others as they are, and taking ownership of your emotional responses. Over time, practicing the let them theory allows you to experience greater peace, joy, and personal growth. It shifts your mindset from one of control and frustration to one of freedom and acceptance, making it easier to navigate the complexities of life and relationships. In the end, it's a powerful tool for creating the life you truly want, one that is less dependent on the actions of others and more centered on your own growth, happiness, and well-being. As you continue to integrate the let them theory into your life, you'll start noticing a more profound sense of calm and clarity in your interactions with others. The initial discomfort of letting go of control might feel challenging, especially if you've been accustomed to managing outcomes and people for so long. However, with time and consistent practice, you'll come to appreciate the freedom that comes from releasing a constant need for others to change in order to meet your expectations. One of the most powerful results of adopting this theory is the reduction of stress. Often, much of our anxiety comes from the belief that we can or should change others, whether it's a friend, family member, or colleague. This belief creates a constant mental strain, as we find ourselves repeatedly trying to influence others to fit into our ideal narrative. When you stop investing that energy, you'll notice that the mental weight you carry lightens, giving you the ability to focus more on the things that truly matter to you. Additionally, this theory fosters a greater sense of gratitude and appreciation for others. When you stop expecting people to act or behave in a certain way, you begin to see them more clearly and appreciate them for who they truly are. You may notice qualities in people that you hadn't seen before, strengths, kindness, quirks that were overshadowed by your desire for them to behave differently. This shift helps cultivate more positive, fulfilling relationships because you're no longer clouded by the frustration of unmet expectations. A key part of this growth involves learning to embrace discomfort. Letting others be who they are often requires sitting with the discomfort that comes from their behavior not aligning with your preferences. However, this discomfort becomes a doorway to greater personal growth. You learn to tolerate things that don't go your way, and you begin to develop resilience in the face of challenges. Over time, this resilience will allow you to better manage situations where you previously felt triggered or upset by others' actions. Instead of reacting with frustration or disappointment, you become more adaptable, open, and at peace with what is. The let them theory also encourages you to redefine your sense of fulfillment. When you stop depending on others to fill a void or meet an expectation, you start to find fulfillment in the things that are in your control. You learn to focus on your own passions, ambitions, and well-being, rather than waiting for someone else to make you feel complete or validated. This newfound self-sufficiency brings an incredible sense of empowerment, as you realize that you are the one responsible for creating your happiness. Another profound impact of embracing this theory is the improvement in your self-awareness. When you stop focusing on how others should behave, you begin to turn the energy inward, reflecting on your own actions, beliefs, and values. You might find that the areas where you were trying to control others were often rooted in your own insecurities or unmet needs. By allowing others to be themselves, you create the space to explore what's truly important to you and where you can grow as a person. This practice also deepens your ability to forgive, not only others, but also yourself. When you stop placing unrealistic expectations on people, it becomes easier to let go of past grievances. Instead of holding on to resentments about how someone didn't meet your expectations, you come to realize that they were simply being themselves and that it's not your job to change them. This forgiveness allows you to move forward with less emotional baggage, making it easier to engage in healthier, more productive relationships. In relationships, adopting the let them theory means that you create a foundation of trust and respect. When both people let go of trying to change each other, the space between them becomes one of understanding and acceptance. You learn to communicate openly about your needs and boundaries, but you also honor each other's individuality. This leads to deeper intimacy, as each person feels seen and appreciated for who they truly are, rather than who they're trying to become to meet the other's expectations. As you continue practicing this theory, you also realize that by letting others be who they are, you're actually creating the conditions for them to grow as well. The pressure of expectation often stifles people and inhibits their personal growth. By relinquishing your attempts to control, you give them the room to evolve in their own way, at their own pace. This benefits both parties in the long run, as it creates a dynamic of mutual respect and independence, where both people can flourish without the constant pressure of conformity. In conclusion, Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory invites you to embrace a liberating approach to life and relationships by letting go of the need for others to meet your expectations. It's a powerful tool for cultivating emotional freedom, personal growth, and healthier connections. Through this practice, you not only relieve yourself of unnecessary stress and disappointment, but you also open the door to more authentic, meaningful experiences with others and with yourself. Ultimately, the Let Them Theory encourages you to focus on what you can control, your own mindset, actions, and emotional well-being, creating a more peaceful, empowered, and fulfilling life.